She doesn't speak English. We can translate.
Yeah, we can translate. Congratulations, first of all, thank you. Like I said, this from the first time I watched it, I'm like, we gotta show this here. I always ask filmmakers first, what was the first idea that came to you that led to this movie? And you know, it's usually like real life anecdotes or feelings or a story you read, but I'm very curious, what was the first idea that came to you that led to Perro?
Yeah, Aldana is my friend. We were in that place actually like 3 years ago, and it was this small dog, the other side of the river, so they start like, come on, come on. So the small dog came, and we have almost all the situation, but in the end, we put the save a dog in a house. And I said, wow, this was so moving and so incredible, because we get really attached with the dog, and the poor dog, it was there, he was left also, and blah, blah. And I said, I want to make this film, but with a man. Just a little twist. So I wrote the script.
I love that it just dropped in fully formed. One of my favorite things, and you can tell that there's like a whole vision behind it from the premise, right, from the idea. One of my favorite things is just how, you know, from the outside you may seem like it's a little absurd, but there's actually a lot of rules and how the world operates, like what is animal-like, what is human-like, like how did you make that translation that you say of like from the story with a dog to
I don't know, I thought it was almost impossible in a way. For me in the beginning I said, okay, I have so many films, I had like 10 films, and I said, okay, maybe it's time to try different, to play like a boy. I said, okay, I can try. And I think all my 10 films people like, and it worked. So I said, okay, if I fail, it's not so important actually. Like I could fail. So that's why I said, okay, I will try this world with a man being like a dog in a way. And I think it's a film about pure love, because animals are very honest and very pure. So I said, okay, I want to translate because you know we live in a world when we are gay, sometimes it's very difficult to people to understand it's love, actually. So I said I want to make a film about pure love between this man and the other man. Yeah, and I tried. And I in the script it was very strange, and I was afraid not working. The first person who saw this film, it was a very straight guy I know, a friend of mine, very like, oh, very much. And he was sitting in the couch in the beginning, the face, because you wrote maybe, but he was sitting there and watching. And in the beginning, there was the dog, it was not shown. So he was like there. And when he comes and touched the hair, he was like this. And he looked at me and said, "You are crazy." And after 10 minutes, he said, "It's working." And in the end, he was weeping and he said, "It's so beautiful, I understand the point of the film." So yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely had that. Once I understood what it was happening, like, I leaned in, and it takes, but yeah, you're right, it's about pure love, it's about unconditional love, like
and also forbidden love, gay love. So it's
the need for affection you have, and like how to be cared by others and for others. How was it working with the actors with this? How was it with especially with the two leads, the getting them into this headspace, getting them in the physicality of it? Like, how was it working with them?
It was really nice. It was almost like in the film, because both of them are straight. I never asked the people if he's straight or not, of course, so I picked them. And both of them are straight, but the Uruguayan guy, the guy who plays like the dog in a way, he's kind of open, and so he was like enjoying the film. But the other guy, he was really like learning during the film. because he was afraid, and the kissing and the touching, and he was saying like, my head is going to explode because it was very moving for him. He could learn, he could be straight, but also be with a man and affection. So it was really, yeah. I knew he was perfect for the film because for me, the leading guy, he's kind of really white and kind of office guy and really tall, but really like very, yeah. It's not, yeah, like very, he knows that. It's very tough. And the other guy, it was more like nature. And I wanted a guy like being like extremely beautiful, like a fairy tale, like a goddess in a way, like he's kind of a David from the statue. And he's a very good actor. Yeah, we all can tell.
Not contrast.
No, but he's a really good actor. Both of them. One of them is really touching actor. Like the leading is very, very like affectionate actor. That's why he's so good in the film. And the other one surprised me because I said, "Oh no, I was saying, let's try." And he was doing all the time these things like dogs, like the look and wanted the cookie.
Those puppy eyes.
Yeah, all the time. And when he comes completely naked and he wants to come in and like saying like, I'm here, like the dogs sometimes like, let's try a movement, and then I see. So and he told me he watched a lot of videos of dogs. And actually this scene with the ice cream, a copy from, I think it was a TikTok or something, with the man like this and the dog like, I don't want, and then they're playing and the dog like. So I copy a lot of things from reality, the behavior between men, and I'm not even a dog man, I'm a cat man, actually. Yeah.
That's the sequel.
Yeah.
Did you rehearse with them a lot, or did you kind of let them play?
No, I never rehearsed. I only rehearsed with Astronaut Lovers, because it was a very talky film. Thank you very much. From last year, it was very, they have to talk so much, so I rehearsed, but I don't used to rehearse. So, no, we didn't.
Not that much talking. You mentioned at the beginning that you consider this one of your most beautiful films. I definitely agree, especially watching in a big screen. The cinematography really like struck me. Can you talk about the decision of one, making it in black and white, and how you decide to stage a lot of the movement, the bodies, a lot of this looks like a book on erotic photography. Like how did you decide on the look for it?
Yeah, I have all my filmography very like realistic and natural. So I knew this film is going to be different, and I think black and white divide people. Like not all the people go to see a black and white film. So I said, okay, let's start with black and white, because I don't know how it's going to be with the film, the reaction of and it's an absurd, as you said. That's why I said, okay, black and white. Of course, I'm a cinema director, and we have dreams. Like we have the film in the beach, like Astronaut Lovers, so we have the dream of a black and white and blah, blah, blah. So I had this opportunity to use black and white. The black and white, it was really pure and really good. The cinematographer is really nice. And then the colorist, Christian Tonheiser, he said, let me try something different with the light, the black and white, like very like the 70s. Actually, he's a photographer, very well known. Somebody said the name now. He's a very well known photographer with. No, he's portrait young ladies. He was very famous for portraying young ladies. Right? It was now, if you see the books, it's like, no, it's pornography. But in the moment, in the 70s, it was like, and it's very pure. And that's why the white is very glow in a way. So it was a decision of the colorist, and I said, yeah, I love that. So we went. And I said completely black and white, like very, very black and white. And then the place, it was very beautiful, and the actors were really beautiful. And I think I was also lucky with we had this really big storm in the middle, and it was crazy shooting. So that's why we have actually a real flood in the end. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was a special film with a lot of magic.
It definitely is, and I think we could all feel it. Unfortunately, we do have to leave to make space for the next movie, but thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
A reminder that this movie is eligible for the Audience Award, so you can scan the QR code on the top or on the lobby outside.